No Brains, No Headache Podcast, episode 260, coming to you live from Brush Lake. We're at the cabin for our second attempt at the lake recording. Name's Jordan Weichel, going to be your host today, as always. Happy to be here, damn glad to do so. Next to me on the old patio couch, my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian, Matt Cleary. Matt, welcome back to the lake. How are we doing today?
This patio couch is more comfortable than my bed.
Did you do any bar hopping on the way up here?
No, I didn't. I just literally drove right here. And it's actually a very easy drive. This drive gets significantly harder when you're crippling hungover the next morning, like I've done in the past.
Were you hungover this morning?
No.
I'm really proud of you because the Cubs, which is our first housekeeping of the day, they're deciding to just absolutely shit the bed this time of year. And you texted me yesterday and you said, time to black out. And I was just like, okay, we're gonna play the recording by ear,
I really wanted to, but then there was part of me that just wanted to go home, eat a couple brats, and go to bed.
How many brats did you eat yesterday?
2.
And that brings the weekly total to
13. And I took 2 days off.
Well, thank goodness you took 2 days off, but I mean, you're averaging almost 2 brats a day for the last 7 days, week to day.
This morning I was like, ugh, got a little bit of a heartburn going on. Wonder why that's a thing. Turns out when you eat cheddar jalapeno brats at like 10:30 at night, it's good for no one.
Turns out when you just consume brats all week for pretty much every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it sounds like. I mean, two of the 3 at least. But hey, we're at the lake. We're doing the lake recording. This is our second attempt. I promise our loyal listeners, and thank you so much for being with us today. But I promised our loyal listeners 3 lake recordings. You guys are lucky to get 1. Okay, let's not get too greedy here.
1.5.
Yeah,
the thumbnail still made it.
Yeah, I think, and we had 4 minutes technically of the last one. Essentially what happened last time is it was late June, the sun was beating down, and this is a beautiful deck here, but the sun comes around, if we know the sundial rotation the way I do, it comes around and it was just beating around. So we had to kind of hide our equipment in the shade just so it didn't melt. It didn't overheat, and I couldn't see. Huge fumble on my part. Producing the show, I dropped the ball.
The best part about that is you get up and you're like, hey, let's see how long we've been recording for. And you look at your computer and then you just look back at me. And then, honestly, I wasn't even that mad. I was just like, all right, I've already had 6 beers. What's another 35 going to do to me?
And I mean, you can just tell that Matt and I have been doing this for over 5 years now. We're just experienced, and nothing really phases us because once I informed Matt that the recording stopped after 4 minutes, and I was unaware as we were about 35 minutes in, we both just kind of did our part in breaking down the equipment, packing it away, and then we just headed over to a party and had a great time. So
it's one of those things, too, that there's worse things in the world, and the only thing that is pretty much a constant in NBNH is that we're gonna make mistakes, and dumb ones too.
Well, it's like when people tell me that they want to start a podcast, I'm like, go for it. They absolutely can.
Cubby.
We got Cubby making an appearance here.
Don't knock
the
over
Chocolate Lab. Come here. Come on. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Cubby, the world is listening. What do you want to tell them?
He's 100% going to knock over the camera.
That's totally not okay, but we're going to deal with it.
It was okay. And then you realized it was my camera, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Well, we hit the 5-minute mark,
yeah,
so we're already making progress compared to last
baby
one.
steps. So that's our episode today.
We got Cubby here giving me some kisses. Similar to Sandwich the cat. We got Cubby the dog here, but
hey, take him inside.
Yeah, get rid of this dog, dude. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? This is a high-end production.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 260. The Cubs suck, Matt.
Yep. So the last time Kyle Tucker hit a home run, the Cubs were leading the division, and now they are down 9 games to the Brewers.
Doesn't help.
At time of recording, it's probably going to be worse when this comes out.
Well, and the last I checked, the Brewers were on a 12-game winning streak.
Yesterday, they were down 8-1 and won 10-8.
For a while there, I really was enjoying the success of the Cubs. I don't want to say it, but I thought it was just a magical year. I'll say that.
I enjoyed watching the games. I loved watching the games.
Well, I think I even told you, I was like, we really need to enjoy this now because, like, at some point throughout the season, there's going to be some sort of
Usually there's a one-player slump, but right now our 5 best players are slumping.
And our best player is batting 8th.
Yeah, currently Matt Shaw and Nico Horner are 2 best players. And they're pretty much, 8 and 9, 7, 6 sometimes.
Jesus. It's an earthquake coming through.
My God.
But yeah, the Cubs suck. Day of recording is, what is it?
August 16th.
August 16th. Thank you. So, got to turn it around. Also, I told you, Matt, that I've become an Indiana Fever fan. The Dub, as they call it. The W. WNBA.
Oh, okay.
They're also terrible. They were without the best player in the league, Caitlin Clark. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's just been out for a while now, and I'm failing to understand like what the injury is, because like she's been out like pretty much the entire season. They're like a 500 team. They will go play the worst teams in the league and lose somehow. Also, happy birthday to Sophie Cunningham. So,
Sup? I don't know. Lexi Hall's growing on me.
Yeah, isn't she married though?
Oh, deal breaker. You know, 38% of the WNBA is lesbian.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
I had a feeling about that.
I looked it up like not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a pretty solid stat.
Not any stats that I like wanted to know about the WNBA. I just wanted to know the sexual orientation of most of the league.
That's higher than most people's 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
Which is
it's higher than Angel Reese's free throw percentage.
And speaking of which, how about Mormon soaking?
Oh, man.
I don't know why this just popped into my perverted mind the other day, but I was just like, wow, what a loophole. I looked it up earlier, and it's just a simple Google search. I have it right here. Mormon soaking refers to a controversial practice where a couple engages in sexual intercourse without movement, believing it doesn't constitute sex if there is no thrusting.
So, when you're super drunk and having sex, you could technically be soaking because there's not a lot of movement going on.
You want a piece of this?
Did you finish? Whatever.
This is based on the idea that if there's no motion, God doesn't see it as sex. The practice is not officially recognized by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and is often viewed as a way to circumvent the Church's teaching on sexual activity before marriage.
You know, it would be awesome if it was sanctioned by the Mormon Church.
They're like, oh, yeah, you can soak all you want.
They give tutorials.
Wait, they're like, wait, you're not soaking?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
My favorite thing is when they talk about, there's always those YouTubers that go on like BYU's campus and they're like interviewing them, and it'll be like a boyfriend and girlfriend, and be like, have you guys ever soaked? And the dude's like, no. And the chick will be like, but I'm up to it. And the guy's just like, don't say.
Oh, what's happening? Hot stuff.
And then they go around like, what's your favorite party drink? And Dr. Pepper. It's bad. And it's like, oh, you know Dr. Pepper has caffeine. I'm telling Bishop. And he's like, no, dude, don't.
Dr. Pepper doesn't have caffeine.
Yeah, it does.
It does have caffeine. I figured that if it doesn't have caffeine, I don't want it. I send it back. So
I do like a good Sprite Zero or a Fresca.
The Sprite doesn't have caffeine.
No.
This is all shocking to me. Does Mellow Yellow?
Yeah.
I got a Mellow Yellow Zero Sugar. This is not an ad. But Mormon soaking, I really thought this was interesting. The male partner does not move after insertion. The Wikipedia page actually shows you a picture in case you couldn't figure it out.
What? It's a cartoon drawing of...
No, look at this detailed explanation. The justification.
Okay,
the belief is that the lack of movement prevents the act from being considered sexual intercourse, thus avoiding the church's restrictions on premarital sexual relations.
You know that soaking is big with the Amish community as well?
The Amish, huh?
Yeah, so they actually have like barns set up, and
soaking barns?
Instead of hiring a hooker, you hire someone to jump on the bed.
Oh, I thought that's an Amish practice. I thought that was isn't it called a bouncer?
Yeah, it's like a bouncer. There's another name for it, too. There's like a code name for it.
Oh, well.
But yeah, big in the Mormon community, and they had or the Amish community, and they had like a brothel. I remember watching the hit TV show Amish Mafia.
Great show. That one guy, it's like, is banished the word?
Shunned
Yep. From his family, and he's living in the loft of a barn, and it looks like he has a nice twin bed because he's got like bed sheets and like a comforter and pillow, and then he just pulls up the bed sheets and it's just square emails all set up together.
And there's one, and they have there was one I was watching. They're like, yeah, we got the fights tonight at the barn. And they go in there, and it's just a bunch of Amish dudes beating the shit out of each other.
Amish Fight Club?
Yeah.
Clearly, they're not doing their jobs if we know about it.
And you know what they call weed? Green corn. And that's bad, but soaking's okay.
Wait, soaking is justified by the Amish?
They do it, so some sort of thing.
Well, and then let me ask you something is... you and I were raised in the Catholic Church, private education. We are better than all of you.
Poophole loophole?
Yeah, the poophole loophole of natural family planning.
Yep.
Where it's essentially like, because the Catholic teaching is that you have to be open to children every time you have sexual intercourse. But natural family planning just follows a woman's cycle, and then you have sex when she is the least fertile. Thoughts on that loophole?
I remember one time in religion class that we would ask the teacher questions. They were anonymous. And I wrote, is it true if you don't use it, you lose it? And he literally read that in front of the whole class and just goes, Cleary, get out. I was like, fair.
Honestly, though, in school, like causing enough ruckus to get kicked out of the class was like the best.
It honestly wasn't hard with some teachers. I had one teacher that I kept playing the song Brass Monkey, and he kept kicking me out for playing it, and then I stopped doing that because I was like 20 assignments behind because I hadn't gone to class forever. And then someone else started playing it, and I got kicked out.
Well, I've been having a recurring dream like every once in a while where we are in high school and I show up at like the last week or the last day and I am in jeopardy of not graduating because I just haven't been to school in like 2 or 3 months. You ever have a dream like that?
I have a dream, and it's specifically the 7th grade. I don't know what happened to me, but I'm like trying to get a job, and they realized that I had to like send in my transcripts, and they're like, you didn't pass the 7th grade. And like, I went back to our 7th grade school. They couldn't find any record of me, so I had to go back and repeat 7th grade at that school.
This is like the next Hollywood film.
It's essentially Billy Madison with 1 grade.
It's just the one.
Yeah.
How old are you in 7th grade? Are you even legally allowed to get a job in the 7th grade?
I think you're 12 or 13. Or in Scott's case, 17.
What's the ruling on that? How old do you have to be these days?
14.
Well,
my dad told me I had to get a job or I had to take summer school. And I was 13, and so I legally got a job and got paid cash under the counter.
Well, and that's the way to go. Avoid the taxation.
Yeah.
Taxation is theft. Apparently, they'll tax you at any age. But I think that's all we have for housekeeping.
Yeah, I mean, we can get right into it.
All right, let's get into it. Episode 260.
Okay. Let's party.
So North Dakota news is great. We had a scandal at a water park locally. So apparently some lady was jerking off her husband and they had to get removed by
Whoa.
cops. And it gets better because
At a water park?
yeah, in town.
Were they just kind of like laying out on the chairs or on the
And
lawn?
then underneath the towel, some things were happening.
Jeez, if you can't get yanked off at a water park, what the hell's wrong with this country?
And both pretty prominent people. One was a girls' basketball coach. I say was because he resigned. And the other lady is some sort of political something or another, which is pretty much irrelevant now because, well, he's not employed anymore. And
I've always wondered that. Like, I'm all for living your life how you want to. However,
when you're
in
at
your
a kid's
life,
water park.
well, I mean, I'm actually more for the actions that they performed at this water park than anything. But it's like, hey, if you have, I'm all for living your life how you want to. But if you choose a certain profession, I hate to say it, but like certain responsibilities or certain ways, like you got to live your life a certain way, especially if you're in the education community, because you are. You have students year in and year out. You're seeing a lot of people, and you're working with other like you're a pillar in the community if you are a teacher. And you should take great pride in that.
You also can't do anything wrong.
That's what I'm getting at, Matt. Is just like if you choose that as your profession, as your career, then I feel like you just need. Maybe it's easy for me to say, but you need to understand that you just can't do certain things, or if you do, you most certainly can't get caught.
Yeah, there is. I mean, you basically put yourself in the public eye doing that, and then to double down when you have a spouse that is in the political realm, and then you think it's a good idea to just full on get jerked off at a.
Was this under the pants or over the pants?
I think it was under the pants, under the towel.
Okay, wow, this is full on skin to skin. What do you think the Mormons or the Amish what would their stance be on this?
They would be appalled.
Okay. They also wouldn't be at the water park.
Yeah. Yes. Or if they were, they'd be wearing like a white robe.
It's like in the Mormon church, they're like, you can't drink booze, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't consume caffeine. Water parks, forget about it.
Yeah, no water parks.
Laser tag, don't even think about it.
Water parks is number 3 on the list of the don'ts.
It's pretty high up there on the list. I was going to say, I'm an advocate for OTPHJs. Pretty much should be allowed anytime, anywhere. I mean, it's not skin to skin. You're technically, it's just it's such a difficult act to perform. I feel like if it's kind of like if you can backflip and land on your feet, you should be allowed to do that anywhere you want at any time. Like, just because it's like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Like, middle of church, funeral, backflip, funeral. OTPHJ.
The best was that they had a news article come out, and most of the time in this situation, someone would say no comment, but she went on and she was like, it was an intimate moment between 2 adults, which, yes, I get.
She wasn't lying. I mean,
but
it's true.
Not at a water park filled with children.
Yeah, I mean,
it's it's pretty much the same as getting jerked off at a public park.
I mean, I rarely would recommend somebody get in an above ground pool, but that's what I'm going to tell these people. It's just like, hey, why didn't we or even just a kiddie pool? Yeah. It's like, why didn't we just do it in the backyard? And then, I mean, you're free to do whatever you want. What if, like those backyard, like, they're kind of like townhomes, and they're just all like in a exact section, you know what I'm talking about? And they have like, not only do they share like half of a backyard kind of with their neighbor that they share the townhome with, but then like on the back side of their yard is just another row of townhomes, and that's their backyard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you allowed to just kind of do whatever you want in your backyard?
No.
Okay, so let's say they go my route. They get the kiddie pool. She's performing the old Yankees. Jack Meehoff.
I think if it's fine unless it's in the view of someone under the age of 18.
Well, look the other way. Mind your own beeswax, pal. And then doesn't a city ordinance also only allow you to have a fence of a certain height?
Probably.
But
Imagine if you had like a 30-foot tall fence around
that's
your
what I'm
house.
saying. It's just like...
You just have a castle.
Well, because I was talking to a friend who lives out of state, and they were saying that they're going to get a fence, and I was like, I would recommend, because they shared a backyard kind of with the other person across the way, and I was like, if I were you, I would make that fence as high as possible, and they're like, the city only allows you to go up to 6 feet, and I was like, 6 feet it is.
Yeah.
It's like Homeboy from Home Improvement. It's just like, you know, they're just doing the old Yankees over there, and the Homeboy's just lurking over the top, just... What are you doing over there? It's like, whoa, dude. In that case, are you
It's
liable?
like your neighbor who used to have that huge bay window that they would just jerk off in front of that looked right by your kitchen table.
Oh, yeah. That was classic. And in that case, I mean, you're in the privacy of your own home. You just happen to be in a perfect view. Were you ever with me when we would knock on the window and then run scatter?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Nothing will get the blood pumping like seeing a person having an intimate moment, we will call it, and seeing them through the window. Like right now we're looking at the windows of the cabin, Matt. It's sunny out, so you can't really see through, especially this one.
But if someone
right
was
here.
jerking off way next to those blankets
Well, yeah,
over there.
but that's in your own home, and we are.
But also, why would you be jerking off in the corner?
Yeah, I mean, and this is something I never understood. I mean, I practically need perfect conditions, like a lot of privacy, a fan going,
white noise.
Yeah, we need some noise going. It's kind of got to be dark in there too. I don't like too much light.
Light a candle.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you need some certain music going. So I don't really understand these people, but I don't like. Why are we doing such a grave act? You know, why aren't we just dry humping in the lazy river? You know, we've all done it.
Or the lazy river when you're like fast asleep on your tube and the waves turn on and just nothing beats going to a wave pool and you like dive down and you hit the bottom of it that's just made of sandpaper and it just tears your skin off.
Yeah, or nothing like just getting absolutely wrecked by a wave and then you just suck in some water. I believe that's called drowning.
Yeah, it's
I believe the term is called drowning.
We were at a water park one time, and there was like 15 of us there, and there was one of those slides that like shoot you out into a toilet bowl, and you go around and around and fall in. Mm-hmm. And they had one guard up there for like 6 slides telling everyone to go, so she looked away, and we all flew into this slide. And I remember I was like one of the first to go, so I'm looking at people come out, and there's people coming around and just smoking each other. So many people got injured.
It's dangerous out there.
Yeah, it was fun. I was going to ask you, growing up, was there anything that like, for like a house, like a house that you were like, when I grow up and get a house, I'm going to definitely have this there, like a swimming pool.
I don't know about growing up, but as I get older, I would really like to invest in a sauna and a hot tub.
Yep.
Like, I think those are... It also depends on, like, where you're living. I don't foresee North Dakota being my home forever as I get older. But if I lived in a colder climate, especially a colder climate, like, I want a hot tub. Because it's, like, so great to just have in colder... and it's just great for your body and recovery in a sauna as well.
When I was a kid, I really wanted to have a... fireman's pole.
Okay, yeah.
Or a spiral staircase.
Spiral staircase, I would agree with.
But a fireman's pole would be pretty sweet. But also very not practical. And for the amount I drink.
The moment there's any sort of children around.
Yeah, I'm like falling into the pool.
Well, you need some sort of cover or something.
Yeah.
It turns out kids just kind of ruin a lot of things that are really fun. Spiral staircase, forget about it.
No. I fall down those, and I can kind of walk sometimes.
Yeah, so...
Or I wanted a moat with a drawbridge.
I don't know about a moat, but... I don't know about a moat. I'm not feeling it.
I would love a moat. Just have swampy water before my house. And then I'd put down a bridge for people to come. Has some sort of chain pulley system.
I mean, I was talking about the fences earlier. What I do want is the highest fence possible. And not just like a chain link fence. Like, I'm going to take out probably a large 6-figure loan just to cover this. It's going to be like, it'll practically be the Great Wall of China.
It's a fence moat.
Yeah, like I want it like solid brick with like maybe the top has like a little fence grate.
Yeah. So no one's climbing that thing.
You could. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Security system.
My grappling hook might come in handy there.
See, that is one situation.
One use of the grappling hook I could have if Jordan builds $150,000 fence around his house. And I'll be like,
I just live in a trailer house.
It's like a 60 by 80 foot parcel that you just have this huge fence around and a tiny house in the middle of it.
I always thought about that. It was just like maybe having a shop with like living quarters and then on the backside having a tiny home.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like I'm not crazy about a traditional home.
Yeah, I like a shop home, a shome.
Is that what you call it?
That's what everyone calls it.
This is the first time I've ever heard it in my entire life.
Well, there's this guy that I follow. I've been big in on two things right now on Facebook. Is one guy, something McDonald. He
Ray?
Nope. He has a shome that he built like an apartment on one side of it. Mm-hmm. That's like a studio apartment, and then he just has a huge garage. And then he built like a 2-acre mini pond that's like 15 feet deep that he stocked with fish and shit. And I've been following that pretty religiously. The other one is this guy who's building a 5,000 euro house in like Slovenia.
I've followed that guy.
Yeah,
I haven't checked in lately. The algorithm is so stupid.
Yeah, it's nuts. I've been pretty religious into checking out what he's up to, and I'm actually pretty jealous because it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, he does a good job. I mean, I don't know where he's defecating on a regular basis until I got his bathroom.
Let's just say those woods look like a Jackson Pollock painting. Yeah, you can bring that siding up through there. Just don't veer to the right. You'll find a pile of shit.
I guess when I was younger, I always thought like a fish tank in the home would be cool. As I get older and realize that there's maintenance and like I feel like I would forget, like it would be in clear daylight, like in the living room. I would pass by it and I would forget that I'd forget to feed them.
One time my mom had this lady that was cleaning our fish tank growing up, and I needed to get a haircut. And so the fish tank cleaning lady was like, "Oh, I also cut hair." And dumb decision. I was like, "Sure."
Wait a minute. Let's back up a touch. You had somebody who specialized in fish tank cleaning as well as haircuts, and you got a haircut from fish tank cleaning lady. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah.
All in one.
And
so she came over and just raked you guys.
I paid like $20 for this haircut while she was cleaning the fish tank, and I had to go to another haircut lady because I looked like I'm trying to, like the movie Benchwarmers, Howie.
Yeah. Is that Nick Swartzen's character?
Yeah, I looked like Howie from Benchwarmers.
I mean, I don't know how it is for the women out there. I know it's very expensive.
I remember I was like, how could I see this one coming? Like, she said she could cut hair. It's like, she cleans fish tanks for $35. So she came over and made $55 off the Cleary family. But yeah, I mean, even as a guy, you really need to be. I'm picky about like who cuts my hair. I've found like there's probably like 2 or 3 people in our area that I will trust with cutting the hair, but
let's just say one time I needed a haircut because I had a wedding or an event coming up. I couldn't just throw a hat on and call it even. And I just kind of I procrastinated on scheduling a haircut. So I don't want to say names, but let's just say it rhymes with
Cole Pick.
It rhymes with Moss Mutters. Okay. And so I was just like, whatever. I went over there, kind of knew the people there a little bit, and you know, I don't know what's going on. I just kind of let them do their thing and start chatting. And like we were on our very first talking point, barely into the conversation. She's like, "All right, you're done." I was like, oh, "Wait a minute,
Did you just shave my pubes or what?"
I think she just I think she trimmed up my neck, but only halfway, and then I don't know what happened, but let's just say I went back to work and my coworkers were like, "Dude, what in the hell happened?" And it wasn't great. So I don't know how we got on this, but moving on, episode 260. By the way, we're at the lake, in case you didn't figure that out. So there may just be some other noises or things. That's all part of the ambiance. But
shaking of Jordan's giant nephew walking down the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, passing by once or twice is fine, but let's not make it a.
There's a door that he walks by to come up the stairs to then walk by again.
It's all part of the ambiance. One thing I want to talk about is something you see on social media, Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. It's always the videos of the hustler entrepreneurs. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Some of them are good. Some of them are so dumb.
And the caption is always like, 100 people paying you $900 is $90K a year. Don't overcomplicate it. End of caption. And I would agree that math does check out. I did the math.
So 100 people paying you $900
is $90,000 a year. Right? Do I have to do the math again?
Yeah, that's 90,000.
Let's see. I'm gonna whip out the old calculator. Just, I like to fact check.
It's not
90
a math
times.
podcast, guys, come on.
Wait, what is it? 100 times
90.
What the hell is
What did you say?
100 people, $900.
I thought you said $900,000.
No. 100 times 900, $90,000. Okay.
That's a lot of people to jerk off.
Not that many. I mean,
okay. Your monthly stipend. Would you do it?
Well, if
100 people paid you monthly to jerk them off.
Well, that would honestly be a better business model than what we're talking about. Let me explain
this podcast.
This is No Brains, No Headache podcast. We may not be the funniest guys, but we are definitely the most retarded. When they say don't overcomplicate it, it's like, well, guess what? I am going to overcomplicate it because this is reality. I'm a business owner. I've owned a few businesses myself, and they did get the math correct. We did check it. However, let me introduce you to something called expenses and taxes. Yeah. So we're, 100 people, $900. Oh, $90K a year. Hey, would you take a $90K salary a year? Most people probably would. No. I mean, it's
too much power for me.
Yeah, God forbid you would want all that money. But most of these things are like the one example I did saw they were cleaning gutters and roofs. Well, something about that. You're pretty high up. You're on a slant. The first thing I would probably invest in or get is insurance. So when I fall off the roof and break my neck, at least I'm somewhat covered.
Last year I paid a guy that was definitely not insured to clean my gutters. He showed up in one of those trucks that if you had 3 guys, you could probably throw it 15 feet. And he showed up with this guy that didn't speak at all. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's my assistant." And he just looked like something like a screw was loose.
Hills have eyes.
Yes. He looked like the most put together Hills Have Eyes guy. Like,
Wrong Turn 4?
he had like the horseshoe.
Wrong Turn 5?
I think Wrong Turn 4 is the one where the guy runs over a guy after he buries him in a soccer field.
Yeah, with a lawnmower. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
But
What about that family from West Virginia? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is inbred.
Yeah. Do you think they make $90,000 a year?
Probably. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the guy from YouTube just exploits them. I'm pretty sure he gives them a cut, and he seems to be doing just fine for himself. Anyway, you were saying. What were you saying? The guy cleaning your gutters.
Oh, yeah. Definitely didn't have insurance. He did it in like an hour and a half.
And it shouldn't take that long. I could be wrong.
He literally had a ladder in like his hands and no safety equipment. And he did it.
We just did that this last week at the cabin.
And
we just hopped up there and cleaned out the gutters with a 2x4 and a ladder.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this guy did. And then he was like, we could probably do it like twice as fast is it okay if he gets on the roof? And I was like, no, I'm pretty much ready to pay you to leave right now. And they finished cleaning my gutters, and I was like, you know how bad it would have been if one of them just took a header off my roof with no insurance?
Sounds like a legal battle, and if not a legal battle, sounds like a hefty medical bill.
And then it was like $100. And I reached out to other people before this.
Well, Matt, if he did that, let's see, if he did that 900 times, $90K.
It gets worse, because then the next day I go to Jimmy John's, and he's just working at Jimmy John's.
Was it one of those where it's just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Like you see somebody out in public, you're like,
it was like
fuck.
17 hours later. Welcome to Jimmy John's. Oh, hey.
I mean, you gotta hustle. I think that goes it. But maybe that's why he's working at Jimmy John's, because my point is there is no universal number for what your expenses should be. I mean, I've had my own experience. I kind of tried to like look up like, is there a number that what your expenses usually are? Let's just say, for the sake of this example, it's 50-50. So for what you spend, 50% of that comes back as expenses, okay? So you're looking at $45,000 a year. And once again, this is in North Dakota that you're talking about with the roof cleaning. I don't think you're doing it in the wintertime.
I mean, if you parlay that with Jimmy John's, you're not too bad.
And that's what I'm saying is that's why Homeboy is slinging, Club Lulu's at Jimmy John's.
It's also what I get at Jimmy John's. It's just weird, yeah. Number 16, Club Lulu, no tomato.
Dude.
Cut it in half, please.
We actually have the same order, except I have retired onto the tomato. It just adds a nice little kick. But by kick, I just mean no kick.
Yeah. What kind of tomatoes are you putting on your sandwich?
And that's funny because I have, as my last point, is time to get a part-time job bartending or Jimmy John's. I mean.
Yeah. Jimmy John's, the bar of the sandwich world.
Well, and then they also say that like other jobs are like pressure washing, mowing lawns. There's equipment involved. There is supplies involved. Just insurance. Oh, how do you keep track of how do you keep track of these expenses, and how do you do invoices? Like back when I first started my businesses, I would just straight up make an invoice on like a Google Doc, where it's just like you're just doing formatting, you're making like the little lines, you're just making it look legit, and that's totally fine. I mean, they're gonna have to, thank you, like they're gonna be able to pay you, and that's almost better just because you can like get a check, or if they pay cash. My recommendation, I'm not a CPA, this is not a financial advice, I'm not advising this, although I just did say I recommend it. Wipe the cash off the books.
Yeah.
I mean, do whatever you see fit, and that's okay to like start out and hustle. But as time goes on, like I eventually retired onto an online platform such as QuickBooks. That costs, I think when I started using QuickBooks, it was $20 or $25 in a month. Every goddamn quarter they go up, and now it's like $35, $40 a month. So even just these little platforms, they cost money to use, and it's just like,
yeah,
even to access your money, it costs money to access your money sometimes. So $90K a year, it's not realistic, and I hope people don't get sucked into these ideas, or at least they understand like that's not exactly how it's going to go. Because yes, $90K on paper a year, that sounds great. That's higher than like the median American annual income. There's expenses involved.
It sucks.
By the way, death taxes and getting
More
an
taxes.
HJ at the water park.
Yeah.
What?
Only three things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and
OTP
Forrest Gump's
ate
mom
shit.
doing whatever it takes to get him into school.
He's on vacation. Just a note to our loyal listeners: we did go all of last episode without bringing up Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I was having withdrawals from Forrest Gump and his mom.
Speaking of Forrest Gump, let's move on. Episode 260.
This actually is kind of related to Forrest Gump. I had this idea.
That's why I saw it in the notes. I was like, we better just move on.
I had this idea. I wanted to go through, because I watched the movie Radio. Pretty decent movie. And I was wondering what would happen if they put Radio into other football movies.
And now we're referring to Radio, the Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
And what's the other guy's name in that?
The coach.
Gene Hackman?
No, that's Hoosiers.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's not getting put in other football movies.
Okay, so you want to know what happens if we put the character Radio?
Yeah, let's say at T.C. Williams High School, they show up to their first...
And that's Remember the Titans?
Yep.
Well, Radio is black, so there's going to be a touch of not only bullying for being...
black.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know, do I say disabled or special needs? Whatever Radio's got going on. He's going to get bullied for that, and as well as being black. It's called racism.
I think at the beginning of the movie that all the Denzel Washington and all of his black coaches come in and they bring Radio with them, and then there's that one coach who really hates them.
The white defensive coordinator guy?
Yeah. He's going to say something that he cannot
Just
take back.
over the line.
Yeah, he's going to drop the R word, probably the N word.
Yeah, there's
there's
be all sorts of words.
Yeah, there's going to be some riffs, and I don't think Radio brings anything to that team who took second in the nation.
Okay.
Maybe they could have taken first if Radio was on the team, but
Is that what ends up happening?
yeah,
They're second in the nation?
first runner up, second in the nation, or something like that. She says it at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what happens. Remember the Titans. I'm going to go with Varsity Blues. I'm going to take the lead on this one, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
They're taking Radio to the strip club, and he ends up plowing Miss Davis. Because I feel like the guys in Varsity Blues, they're team players.
Embrace it. I feel
they would be all for
Tweeter
Radio.
would bring him to his classes. A Tweeter might have him do his homework.
Radio's doing Tweeter's homework. Yeah, I think they're also like giving him painkillers and like playing like. I feel like the West Canaan Coyotes, they are embracing Radio and like they're making him one of his own. And then there's going to be a whole subplot of like Radio's mom or their family being like so thankful that like they bring him along. Like Radio's driving them home wasted at the end of the night in the stolen cop
You're
car.
not going to give a DUI to a guy with a learning disability.
No, hold on to your nipples. You know, so I think in Varsity Blues, Coach Kilmer, I think he wants to say the R word and other slurs, but he doesn't because he despite him being a huge dick, he knows better.
I think that Coach Kilmer doesn't let Radio on the sidelines, but then when they come out for the second half without him, Radio is the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
To Coach Lance. Yeah, if you're just straight up, I write. It's like, okay, they don't know what's coming.
And laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
They
watching.
They totally don't know what's coming. I was thinking that if Radio was in the movie Rudy, what if he was above Rudy on the depth chart?
Probably Vince Vaughn's character still hates the guy.
Oh, for sure. Or like the new coach the old coach embraced him, and then they get that new coach, or Parisian, and he just doesn't let Radio on the team.
And then we're still talking about Rudy Craig.
Yeah.
I think even the title of the movie changes, like Rudy and Radio.
Now, that's a podcast I'd listen to.
Yeah, like Rudy and Radio take over South Bend or something
And
like
I mean,
that.
it's weird, like the movies about the sports teams that I like, I don't like. Like
Yeah, you don't like Rookie of the Year.
I don't hate
Let
it.
the big dog eat. I've been saying that a lot lately.
I like Rookie of the Year. I just think Little Big League's a better movie.
I think you're wrong and stupid.
Okay.
Okay,
And then I don't like Rudy that much.
Friday Night Lights Radio. Where does he fit in?
I think he's essentially just Coomer, the third string running back. I think Friday Night Lights, him and Billingsley are best friends. I think him and Billingsley go to the same classes together.
I think, yeah. And you want to know why? Is because
Billingsley's in special ed.
Let me finish. I think that nobody has the balls to stand up to drunk Tim McGraw, Billingsley's dad, but Radio does. You know, he takes a stand and says, you know, hey, you don't mess with this kid, and Billingsley like appreciates that, and then they form respect. And then I also don't think that I forget the coach's name in that, but Billy Bob Thornton's character also not letting him on the sideline.
Oh, for sure.
Like he is in the stand. He's in the stands next to Booby's uncle, and definitely is like they're like keep it down. You know, try to keep it down to a dull roar here. So there's that, and then in We Are Marshall, he just dies in the plane crash. Like it's just
We Are Marshall. They're like, we're pretty thin at cornerback. So Radio, you're on the team.
oh yeah, he doesn't die in the plane crash because
They're not going to let him on the plane.
This is true. What are we missing?
Football movies.
Football movies.
I mean, he's kind of in the movie The Comebacks, but they call him iPod. Yeah, type in football movies. I want to do more of this.
This is fun. What we're asking is how does Radio fare in other football movies? We got The Blind Side.
That's pretty much just about Radio.
American Underdog. Ooh, Little Giants.
Oh, I feel like Radio is like secretly like their off or like defensive coordinator or something. Like him and that super smart kid get together. Radio knows football. That super smart kid knows how to annex Puerto Rico into the United States.
Yeah, and he's like an inspiration for the team.
Yeah.
But when they go to school, like once they hit the 1,000-foot mark, he's got to stop.
Part of me believes that if Radio was in Little Giants, he dies, and like the last
They
game of the
rally
year,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah, like the coach of the other team just runs him over with his.
Oh, how do we forget the Replacements?
Yeah, the Replacements. Now that's Gene Hackman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Replacements, like when they go to recruit Falco and he's on his boat, he had hired Radio to be on as like his deckhand because he gets paid $0.
Yeah. He just doesn't pay him.
Yeah.
Exploits labor. Classic.
Yeah.
That's how you can cut down your expenses in your business model. Exploit free labor.
I think if Radio was in the movie Waterboy, Radio plays the Waterboy on the rival team.
But Radio's he's a protagonist, not an antagonist.
Yeah, but I feel like there would be need to be some sort of rivalry.
And like you know how in the Replacements, the football players on strike, they mess with Keanu Reeves' character, and then they all have his back. Yeah. I think they still do that, but then they really cross the line when they start bullying Radio, and then like, you know, the sumo wrestler guy, and then like the big black dudes on the line, like and like the crazy linebackers cop.
I think
guy.
the end of the Replacements, Radio goes to prison for murdering the other quarterback that comes back.
Oh, and then you know those cheerleaders in the Replacements that are essentially just strippers.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what Radio does.
So we did like 5 movies, and in 2 of them, you have Radio banging a stripper.
Is that so? Is there something wrong with that?
He was in American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. This is a callback to last episode. He would just be Kurt Warner's blind Asian son.
Gridiron Gang. He's written out of.
Yeah, he's killed at the beginning of it.
Paterno. We don't want to go into how that happened.
Paterno, he's holding the camera for
Jerry Maguire.
Isn't Cuba Gooding Jr. in Jerry Maguire?
Concussion. He dies. They look into his brain.
And there's nothing in there. It's empty.
The Longest Yard.
He's a cheerleader. Or he's the one black guy they get other than Maggot to come over and they're like, this guy sucks.
There's a lot. I mean, like you said, you don't like movies about your favorite teams. Like, I'm very picky about my football movies. I think
there's only like 8 pretty good football movies.
Yeah, so we got, let's go through them. We got Varsity Blues, Friday Night Lights, Remember the Titans, Little Giants, We Are Marshall, Longest Yard.
I wouldn't even say like We Are Marshall's a B. It's not an A film.
Okay, so let's replace that with replacements. So we're at 6. Rudy, I would put on like the good one. Waterboy
is up there.
I really don't care for other ones. Jerry Maguire, I do not count.
I don't count those.
They have Kicking and Screaming on top American
football movie.
Well, the Italians are good, but other than that,
yeah, get the ball to the Italians. Meat comes first.
Yeah, there's about only like 7 what I would consider just classic American
good football
movies. I'm sorry, but The Blind Side, no. The Game Plan, a Disney movie with The Rock, get out of town.
If Sandra Bullock dumps her cans out in The Blind Side, it jumps from a C to an A.
I mean, that's usually Leatherheads. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're not even counting Radio in our list.
Yeah. I don't even think Radio. B.
Draft Day.
We Are Marshall's B.
I always thought Draft Day was terrible. The Express.
I liked Draft Day. But I wouldn't put it in as an A movie.
Well, you have
terrible taste. Like it's like I like Draft Day because of like just certain scenes, like when he destroys the computer because he thinks that it's someone else's, and then an intern walks in, he's like, "Who broke my computer?" Kevin Costner's like, "Okay, you another one."
All right, Matt. We're coming up on the 60. Let's jump to this one, episode 260. Coming up on 60.
So gambling is wildly illegal in the NCAA, and Oklahoma quarterback who was playing at Washington State got in trouble for gambling on NCAA football events. And how he was caught is he Venmo'd his friend and titled the Venmo Sports Gambling and which game it was on.
Okay. Now, I saw something about this where they're like making fun of it, and it was like, if you know, you know. And I was like, well, shit, I don't know. Now that I'm seeing this, okay, I know what this is about. Yeah, pretty obvious there.
I think that this John Mateer, he was at Washington State last year, I believe. I think he's going to win the Heisman this year. He's my Heisman pick.
So he was at Washington State, and now he's at Oklahoma.
Set all sorts of records last year, just dominated. Transferred to Oklahoma, and I think he's going to win the Heisman. He's also the dumbest human being on the planet.
Even when I, like, say you and I go out to, like, the bar and I owe you, like, you cover my tab for the night and I just pay you back, I'll put, like, the emoji beer, but I'll still also make it private. Like,
you can do that?
Yes, like, it's one of the last things before you press pay. In the bottom corner, it says public, meaning, like, it goes on the timeline of, like, and I love how they try to make Venmo like a social media thing, and it's just like, okay, like,
you can like people Venmoing stuff.
Oh, you just find out your girlfriend's just plowing other dudes.
Dude,
when she's
that
just
is how
Venmoing
I'm sure
them.
Venmo has just broken open some marriages, friendships. Venmo has essentially ruined the world because it's if you accidentally put it public. Everything I do on Venmo is public, which is weird because I pay my bookie on Venmo. And his Venmo character is just a Kool-Aid picture of the Kool-Aid man.
That's a pretty good cover, though. Yeah, I mean, most things I'll just put as private. Like maybe when I pay like, fantasy football dues or whatever, I'll just like keep that. If it's pretty innocent, but which all of them are pretty innocent, but still, it's just like I don't really want other people to see like who I'm even transacting with.
Yeah.
And I have gotten sucked into it before. Like when you go on Venmo, since I try to make it kind of that social media platform, I just kind of get caught up in the scrolling, the doom scrolling.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to find out like, oh, it looks like they're plowing each other.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you paid that person for a hotel room? I wonder what you were doing there.
Yeah, probably best just to keep it private. And it's just one of those things that just very unnecessarily they try to be like a social media platform, but it most certainly doesn't need to be.
Yeah. And I don't think that another thing that's kind of like that, but not a social media platform, is like fantasy football chat. Like no one has chats in the chat room.
Do you ever do it during your draft though?
Like during the draft, sometimes I'll just put like Tom's gay. Like
yeah, during our draft, it definitely gets spicy.
Yeah,
because my league is kind of scattered throughout the country now, which is totally fine. But like we just don't really believe in even like getting together anymore, and it's getting harder and harder year in and year out to like get a trade through because like I will even line up phone calls. Like I haven't talked to this person in 9-10 plus months. And it's just like, hey, are you free tonight at about 6 o'clock your time? I just need about 15 minutes, and like they think like I'm gonna tell them I have terminal cancer. And
Yeah,
it's just like, so how do you feel about Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
What do we need to do to get done? And we end up talking for like a half hour. Nothing gets done.
yeah. I think,
Or the old switcheroo where it's like you verbally have agreed to like these two players for this player or whatever, and then they send it to you and they switch one of the players.
oh yeah,
For a lesser value. It's like, did you really think I wasn't going to see that? And you're also just a scumbag for trying to pull it.
So I do want to address this because it's been brought up to me. I said some things about my fantasy football league last week, and
You should double down.
yeah, I'm doubling down. I'm not apologizing. You are all stupid assholes, even though I don't know most of you.
And since I'm the neutral party here, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, thank you for the listen.
Yeah.
We appreciate you tuning in, week out. That's kind of why we saved this part to the very last.
Very
few
last.
We're really just testing to see how long you're listening.
Yeah,
And we don't even really care about you guys, obviously. We are just like Matt and I are. It's called the study.
Yeah.
We're just kind of studying on how long people are
It's
listening.
the dumbest thing. So you get 8 hours for a pick. Some guy, and if you don't pick, it auto drafts for you after the 8 hours, but then it turns you on to auto draft. So 2 guys did that.
So then when their next pick comes, is it pick right away? Or
Yeah,
does it give them
picks right away. And so now they're mad about it. It's like, you didn't pick for 8 hours, and I get it, you're busy doing stuff, but who doesn't take a shit in 8 hours where you could actually be like, oh, I'll pull out my phone and take 30 seconds to hit.
I would be checking that 3 or 4 times a day just to even see like who people are drafting to prep for my next pick.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. If you don't like it, change it.
Yeah. Or line up your queue. I put like 12 guys in my queue, so if I get hit by a bus, I'm still going to have a full team at the end of the draft that I picked.
Do we need to get some sort of legal documentation that says I have to take this over for you?
I don't know if you want in this. Honestly,
I don't want to,
no.
but I feel like it's...
If I die...
Like I leave my estate to my mother, everything except for my 8-hour per pick fantasy football draft. That's Jordan's burden now. It's like, damn it.
Yeah. Jordan, you get my diabetic cat and my shitty fantasy football league.
Just see me at the hardware store in the rope section the next day.
Yeah, just...
things
I need about a
were going
6-foot rope, and yeah. So, fuck my fantasy football league. You guys all suck.
What's your team name in that?
Dump Buddy Bible Study.
Nice.
It's a picture of Rafi from the league. And I'm
one.
sure that no one from the league even watches Rafi or the league because they all suck.
One thing about the league is it's starting to get a little too outdated.
Yeah.
Like I think the big selling point of the league when it was live and and in production. It was that they
came out like
players.
every week too. Like it came out like a week after.
Yeah, and they had active NFL
Yeah.
players making appearances
Yeah.
on the show, which was cool. That's unfortunately not happening anymore. But we got any more here for episode 260?
Let's wrap it up. We did an hour at the lake.
We did it successfully. Well, I mean, that was a terrible high
Look
five.
at my elbow.
There we go. We still have a couple things. We still got to, still a couple things we got to do to successfully get this done. But thank you for listening. We're coming to you live from Brush Lake, a successful cabin recording. Maybe we'll get one more in before the end of the fall. Before the leaves start dropping. You know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up.
Okie dokie. Come watch us at the Bell Mayhews Auditorium on Saturday, September 13th. We have a comedy show featuring John Kennedy from New York City, David Standel from Fargo, Matt, myself, and Samson Hurley will all be taking the stage that night. That's No Brains, No Headache production. Tickets are on sale now. You can find the link to those tickets in the description of this episode, or just check the link in our bio on our socials, which are...
You can just search No Brains, No Headache. You'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can watch the entire episode on YouTube. Make sure to just subscribe on YouTube, and you can leave us a review on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you cheeseballs next week.
Up next, we have episode 261. Thank you so much for listening.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.